We're from Jersey, baby, 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 baby. And you're not.
Back your hips up, down, up, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. From Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. Baby, 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 and you're not.
We were driving in the minivan, just me and mommy too, when a Prius cut her off and made her spill her Mountain Dew. She hit the brakes and hit the horn, she didn't let it slide. She rolled her window halfway down and shouted loud and wide, "You stupid fucking asshole with your head inside your dick. Are you drunk and deaf and blind, or are you just that fucking thick? Oh, use your goddamn blinkers, dumbass, Jesus fucking Christ." Then my mommy sipped her Mountain Dew and muttered, "Fuck my life." I learned so many words with mommy every time we drive. She's always teaching me new ways to tell a stranger hi. And mommy likes to make sure I have fun on every trip. And every time I learn a word, I tell it to my friends. Now we're driving slow again, and mommy's on her phone again. The car behind us blows their horn, and mommy says, "You want some more? Eat my shit and die, you ugly good for nothing whore. I'm gonna slam your head into my motherfucking door, and pray you aren't alive still, 'cause I'll stab you in the eyes till you regret you ever crossed me, bitch."
She was fingering my tight-ass country coochie when my little pussy farted. It was like a movie, and the dogs started barking when they caught a whiff of my summertime river heat coochie drift. I got a stinky-ass cooter and a booty that rips, with a gay little lady just licking my shit. We're on a two-coochie tube on the Chattahoochee. We're making each other's pussies juicy. Got my titties out, got my pussy up. It's a perfect day to kiss my butt. My queef's like heaven when it hits her lips. Makes her wanna rub my pussy and fiddle my clit. On the river she devoured my flower all summer like it was hiding the Powerball numbers. Treating this tube like her Subaru. Baby, I'm in gay love with you. On the river, on the river, on the lesbian river. I was with her, I was dinner on the gay little river. River, on the river, on the lesbian river.
I have an extra mommy, and my mommy doesn't know, 'cause she only comes to see us when my mommy isn't home. She brings me little presents and she says that we're best friends, but I shouldn't tell my mommy, 'cause the presents would all end. She sits in mommy's chair and she goes in mommy's room, and she drinks from mommy's cup when mommy goes to work at noon. I asked her why she leaves when mommy comes home every night, and she said that she's a dancer, and I think that's very nice. She looks a lot like mommy, but my mommy doesn't vape, and I learned to count to 20 now so I can count her age. She calls my mom the old one, and she sits on daddy's lap, and my daddy and his friend will take the longest, loudest naps. I have an extra mommy, and my mommy doesn't know, and my daddy says it's better if I never tell a soul. But I drew her in a picture holding me and mommy's hand, and I gave it to my mommy as a Mother's Day present.
All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready? I'm going to start a podcast that has no focus, and it'll take up an inordinate amount of time.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Monday Boomer Bunker. I am one of your hosts, John Jamingo. And my extremely naggy co-host over here, this is the Duchess. How you doing, Duchess?
Naggy. I take
Naggy. Oh, my God, are you naggy? You were nagging me on my other show. You were nagging
Oh,
me.
please.
You're in the chat.
You don't have to read the comments. It's not my fault you can't not look at them.
Hey, this is the
You don't
other
look
show.
at them here.
Of course not. I got things to do over here, so I can't do all of that. Can't look at the comments. There's too many comments here. Over on Brand X, there's just a couple of comments. Most of them are you.
Most of them are me. Well, I can
Don't
live
do
stream
this.
it normally in the
Don't
office.
do this.
If I don't get a
do
phone
that.
call, I can respond quickly.
Did you do this? Did you do that? I'm like, Jesus,
No.
my God.
Well,
Then
you're quick to
apparently-
bring up Boomer Bunker, so I'm defending myself.
I understand that.
Okay.
Well, I didn't bring up the Boomer Bunker. I just said you're in the chat nagging me is what I said.
Yeah.
I said you're in the chat nagging me, and apparently I broke into a voice, and I didn't even realize it. It just came through me, like it was channeled through me, the Duchess voice, and I didn't even realize it. But before we get to that, the only man that I'll let in my back door, producer Mike. How's it going, Mike? You gotta hand it to producer Mike. That son of a bitch goes deep, man. Attaboy.
He holds his breath and he really gets in there. Go,
Producer Mike
Mike.
goes deep.
Ooh.
Yes, he does. What am I gonna tell you about that? Oh my goodness. All right. Busy show today. I think what I want to do first is because I did make some I guess I made some accusations is what they call it. Before we get into
you?
Yeah,
Shut
hold on. Before we get into that, I want to tell you something. Today is my first day on nicotine.
Ugh.
I took
Okay.
I have a nicotine patch on. It's a quarter of a patch, which is
Why?
7 milligrams of nicotine. It's
Why?
supposed to help with brain fog, and it's supposed to help with other things. So we're going to test it out. We're going to try it out.
All right.
Now, when I put it on today at 12 o'clock,
Mhm.
I immediately felt a little dizzy.
Yeah.
And
It's
then,
nicotine. Yeah.
is that what that is? Because I've never had it.
Probably. It's
I've never had
administrative.
a secondhand smoke, yes, but I've never had anything like that. And you're supposed to put it on like tonight. I guess you put it on for like 8 or 9 hours and you take it off.
Okay.
So this is me on.
Well, you'll get a
nicotine.
rash, so make sure you take those things off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good to know. I don't really. So people are like, "Hey, are you going to call your doctor?" Yes, I'm going to call my doctor and say, "Yeah, you know what I want to do? I've never smoked a day in my life, but what I'd like to do is start putting a nicotine patch on because somebody on TikTok says
The
that this
interwebs
works.
said so.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
interweb says this works really well."
Can I have your blessing? Sure.
I say
Mr.
that to say
Jamingo.
this, right?
Yeah.
So then Samantha calls me and she says, "Listen, just so you know, that 7 milligram is like smoking 11 cigarettes. The 7 milligrams of nicotine is what's in 11 cigarettes. So today, so far, I'm like working on a half a pack of cigarettes.
Congratulations. Boomer Bob would be so proud.
Wouldn't he? Wouldn't he be so proud?
Would he?
So we'll see what happens. All right. So anyhow, I got scolded on Brand X. Nope, that's not what I want. Damn it! Stop it. Yeah, but it's not working.
Again, so Sparky had asked why you were doing this. And again, it's for like what John says, it's to help clear up brain fog.
Yes, and it's supposed to help with pain and depression and a lot of different things. But I'm really worried about the brain fog. If you stick it near your balloon knot, it'll work faster. I don't know if that's true. You know what they said? You're supposed to stick it between your shoulder blades. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can get it there.
Trying
where's the thing
to
at?
get
Here.
the thing off.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the patch right here.
Well, where do
This
you
is
have
what
it?
is. I have it under my armpit right here. It's like over here. See, there it is. See it? Little guy
Okay.
right there.
Is it on the hair? Or you just
Yeah, I'm sure it's on the hair.
nice.
Well, I didn't shave it. I didn't think of shaving it. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll shave it. This could do one or two things. It could make me focus, or it could make my ADHD go worse than it ever been.
Well, we'll find out in the next week or so. If you're
Right.
off fucking charts, we'll be like, throw those fucking things away, please.
Yeah. Now, listen, I didn't just decide to put it on. I did a little research,
Uh-huh.
I went in and I said, because first of all, I'm like, doesn't this cause cancer? And they say, no, it doesn't. Only if you smoke it, the tar and the nicotine and all the chemicals that are in cigarettes
Or chew it.
or chew it. But if you
Please
just
don't do
use
that.
no. Besides, I don't want any of that.
It's not a
So I figured I would try it and see what happens. Back to what I was talking about
Are
earlier.
you charting anything? Like, are you keeping track?
What would I chart?
Like the way you would be feeling? Like you put it on at X time, by this time
No.
you notice.
I
Okay, so
haven't.
you have accurate records of like, well, I don't know.
I'll try that. I will try.
It's a thought.
I will try that. I will make a chart. I'll make a chart every
No,
day.
you won't. You will
Dear
not.
diary, I'm putting my patch on now. It's 8:00.
Well,
Dear
I'm just
diary,
saying.
9:00. I just shit my pants because apparently this thing makes you shit too, from what I understand. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I would think that if other things pop up or there's other issues, and I don't know what they would be because I'm not a doctor. I don't use nicotine patches or anything. But if maybe in 4 days, you're like, oh, my heart feels a little weird or something's racing or something feels odd, you can kind of go back and be like, huh, how funny. I put the patch on 4 days ago. Seems to correlate. So,
Well,
or don't.
Last Monday or Wednesday, whenever it was, see, I didn't know. I don't know. I was having chest pains all day.
Uh-huh.
So what do you do?
Slap a nicotine patch on to make you feel better.
Well, we'll see. Hold on. Sparky says, so the chemicals in cigarettes are bad, but the chemicals in this patch are safe as eating a watermelon. Yeah, okay. No, not a watermelon, an eggplant.
Ah,
Eggplant has a lot of nicotine in it. I bet you didn't know that.
Bullshit.
Okay, you guys are all laughing up. Listen, I went on the interwebs.
so no smoking eggplants, folks.
Just a second. All right. So anyhow, I'm on Brandex and I'm in the chat, or I'm doing the show and I'm looking at the chat, and this is what happens. I'm getting direction from the chat. Duchess is listening.
Good old Leo.
She's like, please don't attempt to mock my voice. Did I do a Duchess voice? Are we doing a Duchess voice? I don't.
Yeah, you did.
I broke into a Duchess voice.
Oh, how do you tell me what? Do it.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know.
It was rather shrill.
It was it?
Yeah, I remember it.
I don't.
Do it so I could hear it.
I wish I knew what I did. I don't. It was.
I didn't hear.
It was actually it was feral. If I did it, I don't remember. I have to go back and listen.
I think it was more visceral, not feral. What's feral? Like a feral cat?
It's not feral.
It was,
Meaning what?
well,
Feral means wild. Visceral
was-
means it's like inert. It's just
it's
part
in
of
there.
you.
Okay. Well, thank
So-
you, Deuce. I appreciate you.
John,
I appreciate you
this is
correcting
the
me in front of
ongoing
everybody.
struggle of John's battle with English.
English. Yes, it's not my. I know it's my first language, but it's not my best.
It still comes out poor for you.
I back to see how it actually happened.
Mhm.
And you were right. I did a Duchess voice and I didn't even realize it. And here's the Duchess voice. Yeah, the pregame, there's a lot of good stories there.
Mm.
And then Mark's like, wait a minute. What? You guys are actually recording? And then Duchess is like, you didn't tell him that you're recording? No, I forgot.
That's so mean. That's so
I
mean.
didn't even realize I did it. I think what that is just a nagging women's voice. It's not just you. It's just any woman that nags me. That's the
Just
voice.
generic naggy woman.
Yes, like with us in my family, everybody when we do, like I do the Jimmy voice. Well, that's any male in my family. It's like Mike came over the other day and says, "Yeah, I was over." It's that voice. Well, this voice is when someone's nagging me. So it's just it's not. Don't take it as. Don't make it like it's you. It's just if you're a nagger, then that's the voice. That's the nagger voice.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the other voice. I'm just gonna say. All right.
What's with the
Joe
donut?
Biden has ass cancer. All right. Now I know prostate cancer. I was also scolded in another chat today by the Duchess.
You were corrected, not scolded.
Same thing.
No.
So I said, it's ass cancer. She says, well, actually, it is the prostate, and the prostate isn't cancer. Colon cancer is ass cancer. And I'm like, I don't care. When you say ass cancer is funnier than prostate cancer. No, yes, maybe so. Ass cancer is funnier.
Okay.
If you're going to have a
If you
comedic
have it, it's
cancer-
not, but
No, of course, not the person that has it. Everybody else, when you talk about ass cancer, it's right.
Oh my God.
Poor Joe. Joe's had it rough. And
Joe doesn't even know what's happening,
listen,
honestly.
I am so sick of the government and his administration and the mainstream media lying to us about every fucking thing. And we're supposed to believe what? I don't even know if this motherfucker's still alive. This could be a body double. This
It could be.
a body
You
double.
had a whole big discussion.
I
about it.
did. I said the other day, and then I was laughed at once again.
It was this morning.
Okay. How can you say that we can believe anything that anybody says about what's going on with him? They told us that he wasn't demented. Meanwhile, And here's the other thing. His ass cancer is so bad that he's had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the whole time he was in office, he had ass cancer.
Yeah. You don't just wake up with stage 4.
Right. So there's one or two things. Either he's had it the whole time and they lied to us.
Of course.
Which is what it is. And they were treating him. And so what am I supposed to believe it now? And
there was a clip where he slipped up and actually said he had cancer.
I have that if you would like to see it.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to, I have, since I was doing things earlier today, I'm using what they did, the way they did this in other people do this.
Okay.
I'm using it right from the Twitter. I'm going right from the Twitter, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Because this is just the audio,
We can do
the
that.
video of the audio podcast.
Right.
All right. So here's old Joe. And he's talking about his cancer.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost.
I can see the
You know what
message
was
you have up
happening?
on the side.
It had
Budbugger.
What's it say?
It's your private messages with Budbugger.
Oh, yeah. See, this is why I shouldn't put my stuff over here. I have that too. But hey, wait, why you interrupted my clip here?
I did.
Maybe you should have some nicotine. Here we go.
to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Cancer?
And why for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Okay.
Aha, you got cancer. You're going to die.
Oh my God. Close your window. Close your private messages.
How do you want to do that? How do I do that? Oh,
the arrow. There you go. Good job.
Again.
Twitter.
I didn't realize that I had the message up. We'll get to
See
that
you real
later.
soon, Joe. Let's go out for drinks when you get up here.
Oh. Damn it. That's assuming Joe's going up, by the way.
Yeah, he might not be.
He may not.
A lot of stuff going on with Joe.
Scuzzy bugger.
And
when was that clip? I mean, it was clearly when he was pregnant.
I think it was it was in July of 2022.
Okay. So only a couple of years ago.
Right. 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, he said he had cancer. Cancer? Yes, cancer. That might be the title of this episode. Cancer, ... Yes, cancer.
You got cancer.
How many doctors are going to have to jam their fingers up guys' asses now to check their prostates? How many women are sending their husbands to get their walnut checked?
Please get checked, gentlemen.
I guess.
We like you. We want to keep you guys around.
Some people do.
All right. Well, there's a couple that I don't really give a shit about, but most of you guys, I'm kind of fond of you. So please get yourself checked.
Prostate
I know
feel
it's
normal.
gross.
Yeah, prostate feel normal.
I know you don't want to, and you're like, oh, it's gay, but just do it. Beats rotten from cancer. Beats rotting away.
Right.
So,
now,
trust me.
The timing of this is suspect because he's out now and all this shit's being released about how he was he had these documents and he was non-compost mensura. What is that called again? Non-mentis compost, whatever. Dean checks himself every day. God love you, Dean. If you can jam your finger up your ass that far. Holy cow.
All right,
Doctor tried to check mine. Yeah, here's the other thing. You got to check the doctor. Hold your hands up. Okay, I want to go to another doctor.
Wait a minute. Why can't I feel both your hands on my shoulder? Yeah. Okay. I get it. Like, it's creepy. And I know there's like a benchmark, but just go when the benchmark arrives.
Right.
Check.
And there's also a blood test that would tell you if you have like a high PSA number, PSA number.
Yeah.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
Hopefully. Do you know what you're looking for? I just don't
not
need you.
Me. I don't have a prostate. So I'm okay.
I don't know what you're digging around. Do you know what you're digging around for? I just don't need you in there trying to pull out corn or peanuts. What the hell?
Bruce is outing himself. He says you're going to feel a little prick. Don't tell everybody, Bruce.
Hopefully. Doctor says, I want to put another finger in. Why? You want to whistle? What the hell?
It's a contest.
Yeah.
How can I get in? So.
But I mean, they've lied to us constantly about this guy. They said that he's mentally okay, and that's not true. I mean, I went today and looked at and just put in Biden. I just want to put in Twitter. Biden wanders off. And the videos of him just wandering off is ridiculous.
Sparky says sharp as a tack.
Yeah, he's sharp as 10 pounds of
dulled down bowling ball tack. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sharp as 10 pounds of wet leather, this guy.
Oh, that's right. Was it cheap fakes? Cheap fakes.
Right. So here he is in the Amazon.
Oh my God.
He gets done his he thinks he's on Survivor. He gets done his speech. Everybody, bye, see ya.
Just got voted off the island. He shuffles off. Exit.
Where the fuck's he going? Someone get over there and try to find that old man before he fucking goes in the river.
Before a leopard gets him. Come on, somebody grab him.
Jesus Christ.
How they don't have a handler standing right off a camera.
Yeah, here's look, here we go.
Jill guide him.
Here's Jill.
Come on, Grandpa.
You don't know where to go yet. Taps him on the back of the head.
Hey,
All
wake
right,
up, stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Come on, where are we going? Follow me. Over here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here.
And then he falls downstairs.
Yeah. Here
Oh,
he is.
this is my favorite.
This is where he's out in
P7 Summit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. People are looking and they're clapping and hey, where am I going?
Hey, something shiny over here.
Someone, wait a minute. Someone go grab the old guy. Here goes this is the lady from Italy. What's her name? Joe. Joe. Over here with the adults, Joe.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like Maroney? I don't know.
Yeah.
I get her name.
Right.
She loves Trump though.
She likes herself some Trump. You know, I think she really I think she's got a hard on for JD.
I don't know. She's gonna have to fight his wife. I don't think.
Where's the other one that I saw where he's
he just has too many of these opportunities where he just drifts away. It's just
there's one where
disturbing.
he's on the Sunday shows. Here it is.
Oh, my favorite's when he just gets up. Is this the one where he gets up and walks away?
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate
it's great to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
There he goes.
Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything.
He just wanders off the fucking stage.
Well, sit there through the commercial break, stupid.
Yeah, it's like he's never been on TV before. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Keep playing it though. The best part. This is only a clip. He walks back.
No, he did not.
I think he does.
Oh my God, I didn't see that part of it. Yeah, he's just sitting there, just wanders off.
I think he wandered back, and I think it was just like, oh, and they're like, oh, there he goes.
Yeah, and again,
Dirk says
so now
the
they're going to
Easter
call
Bunny
out.
surprise. There's an Easter Bunny surprise one, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's the Easter Bunny where the Easter Bunny's trying to pull him away from the crowd because he's over there sniffing kids. You ever see that one?
Hey, Bunny, come sit on my lap.
Hey, Joe, over here. Right. This is Brian Stelter, or as I call him, retarded George Costanza. He's very suspect of why this came out and how we should not be able to talk about all the bullshit that's going on.
The timing, Jessica, is just extraordinary. We know from the statement from his personal spokesman that Biden learned of the diagnosis on Friday. Well, what was the biggest Biden?
Fuck you. You learned it on Friday. There's no way.
The former president of the United States, who gets checked constantly.
Right.
He's got doctors at his disposal 24/7. Never has to wait for an appointment. No copays. And you're telling me it took this long to diagnose him? Go fuck yourself.
Right. There's a doctor office right on the first floor of the White House. He's there all the time. There's a doctor.
Bullshit.
Story on Friday. It was the release of those audio excerpts from his conversations with Robert Hur back in 2023. This was the audio that Axios obtained, almost certainly from the Trump administration, showing.
God forbid that the Trump administration shows that this guy couldn't form a fucking sentence, didn't know when Trump was president, didn't know when his son died. He was more confused. Now, listen, you could say he's an evil genius and he did this so they didn't throw him in jail.
I'd hate to give him that much credit for being that bright. He's been pretty stupid most of his life.
Yeah.
memory lapses. And you heard a lot of people on Friday talking about that audio being hard to hear, even excruciating to hear. Biden showing his age on those audio tapes that had never been heard by the public until now. So on the day that story was breaking, Biden was facing this personal news. At least that's according to the statement from his personal spokesman. So you have that as one element of the timing here. And then you have, as you and Paul just acknowledged, this book coming out, one of the biggest political books in several years. Take out our colleague Jake Tapper for a second. This book, no matter where it was coming from, was going to be a very big blockbuster book. And it just so happens two of the best reporters in Washington, Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, are the authors of it. It's already a bestseller based on
bullshit.
The best reporters around.
Yeah, maybe the one guy's a good reporter. He might be. The one guy might be a good reporter. But that Jake Tapper, that motherfucker.
Jake
Tapper. Fake yapper, Jake Tapper. In his fake news, he constantly stuck up for Biden.
It was gross. And then made a fuck ton of money off of him.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, finally, you know what? Someone's making money off of him. I guess he's been pulling money off of people for years and years. I guess somebody else finally fucking did it too. Gross.
Yeah, here's Jake.
I think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that.
It's very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
You have I can't. That's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline. President Biden embraces his stutter, talking about it, while Trump mocks it, exaggerates it, belittles it. He's sharp physically. I mean, mentally. Yeah. I think the question is physically, right?
Right.
More so?
Right.
Right. And the guy who's his chief opponent is only 3 or 4 years younger than him.
Exactly.
I mean, you have questioned President Biden's age, mental fitness, ability to lead. Of those supporting Biden, you said, quote, "Shame on all of you pretending everything is okay. You're leading us and him into a disaster." Do you worry that you damaged him at all? I don't doubt that you got hugs and handshakes behind closed doors today, and maybe even publicly, some of them because they like you personally. But I've heard a lot of really nasty stuff about you from your Democratic colleagues. Sure. I mean, just like, what is he thinking? Exercise in narcissism. I mean, false claims to the Wall Street Journal about President Biden's mental fitness and acuity. He's 81, and his memory, it doesn't seem great. It's not horrible, but I don't understand the outrage. Quote, behind closed doors, Biden shows signs of slipping, unquote. The Wall Street Journal is owned by News Corp, which is run by the Murdochs. Beyond the...
Had to say that. Owned by Murdoch.
Lying motherfucker.
Yep.
And here's the best part, and I can't wait for this because I thought he was going to go out and do softball video, go out and do softball interviews for this book. He's going on tomorrow with Megyn Kelly. I can't
Jake
wait.
Tapper?
Jake Tapper's going on with Megyn Kelly. I hope she gives him a proctologist examination dry. Like, I hope she jams 2 fingers in his ass until he screams. The fact that this Jake Tapper is out there hawking this book, like all of a sudden everybody's eyes were working. Listen, I said this before. I'll say it 100 times. I'm a uneducated, barely made it through high school guy. In 2020, I saw this guy and I said, there's something wrong with him. His elevator doesn't go to the top floor. This guy is wandering around, and he wasn't even that good as vice president, but now we're going to make him a president. They hid him in the fucking basement during COVID. He couldn't come out. In the first debate against Trump, it was him and Chris Wallace against Trump. And then the press covers for him. Every mainstream media covers for him. And now all of a sudden they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes the news. Nobody believes the newspapers. You're all a bunch of fucking liars. All right. And now, because nobody's watching CNN and no one's watching NBC, and everybody's going to podcasts for news. Why? Because you can trust them. We can't trust you. You're a bunch of lying, backstabbing pricks.
Well, you can certainly have more of a view with different podcasts. And what got me was when you played the series of interviews was the one when he went after Laura Trump. And again, I'm not a huge Laura Trump fan, but she was crystal clear on what she was saying. And he just blew right over her, and totally made it an issue that it's about a stutter. And like they were picking, almost essentially like they were being mean, picking on Joe Biden.
Right.
Stutter. And now the whole thing, and so now the whole 180 of like, they're kind of, softballing it. Now the son of a bitch wrote a book and is going to make a shit ton of money on it. A shit ton of money. And like you said, Biden's been failing for years. For years. It's crystal clear. All you have to do is watch him. You don't even have to turn the volume on. The fact that he shuffles around, he's holding his hands like this, stiff at his sides.
He's
can't
like cornhole.
walk. Yeah. He's clearly physically not capable, certainly not mentally capable. And he couldn't even speak. And in the 2024 debate with Trump even Trump's like, I can't. He didn't even go after him. Like, how do you go after that?
I just wanted to like
with his stupid bullshit.
John. One of the things I just wanted Trump one time to go like this. Yeah, that's all he has to do.
You just need to do like what JD Vance did.
Just look over like, do you believe this?
Okay. Like just I fuck the camera, like whatever, like that.
What makes me even sicker, what nauseates me even more is now that they're all these people that are in the press, they're all shocked and they're all trying to cover their ass with a fucking frying pan. And fuck all of you. Here's Meet the Press.
I have to turn to you and turn the conversation to former President Biden, all of the revelations this week. I do want to read something that a Biden spokesperson said about that audio that we heard from his conversation with Special Counsel Hur. He said the audio does nothing but confirm what is already public. Take us inside your conversations. How much?
It confirms it. For years. First of all, you wouldn't release the audio. You released the transcript. You wouldn't release the audio. Why? Because you knew how damaging it would be.
It sounded so bad.
And you son of a bitches sat there and hid it. Now, if that was Trump, you'd have been crawling up his ass like an open umbrella. You would have went in there and left no stone unturned. Right. Sure. But now, Biden's spokesperson says, this is old news. Now it's old news.
Fuck you.
Now it's old news. When he was running for re-election and when he was who's running the country for the past 4 years?
Dr. Jill.
That fucking wandering bag of oatmeal Roomba that couldn't find his ass with 2 hands and a fucking flashlight was running the country. Signing shit. Every fucking bill he had was signed with an auto pen. Who was doing this? And you Democrats are sitting there talking about Elon Musk, an unelected member, unelected.
He's getting your social security numbers.
Right.
Why?
You're worried about that. Meanwhile, we got who's running the country? We have no fucking idea who's running the country. And now they're sitting here and they're going, oh, by the way, this is old news. Listen to these pieces of shit. Try to back out of this.
Does this moment hurt Democrats?
I mean, I agree with the spokesperson. I don't think it really has any impact, but this is how I see it.
No impact. That this guy was brain dead.
Untrustworthy.
He was a lump of meat from the neck up. Okay. And it has no impact. There's no impact that the media and the Biden administration and Congress and that fucking Muppet-headed press secretary came out and said that he's fine. There's nothing wrong. He's so sharp as a tack. I've never seen anybody work so hard. He was calling lids where, the day's over for him at like 2:00.
Yeah. Fuck you. He was done physically and mentally, everything. He had like a few good hours, as they tend to do when you're at that age and that kind of health decline. He had a few hours. He got a late breakfast, snicky snacks, took a nap, did a couple hours worth of FaceTime or whatever, and then went back to fucking bed.
Watched Hogan's Heroes and TT 109. I Love Lucy.
Like back in the day. Yeah. Warm and fuzzy feel goods. I remember this. I was there, and then, everybody else,
on the weekends
cabinet and staff ran it. And his wife ran this.
That's
She's
another
a fucking criminal.
Right. That's the other one. Yeah, she is a criminal.
She tried.
That's the other thing.
Elder
they
care.
get video
Elder
of
abuse.
him out on the beach doing battle with a fucking beach chair, trying to drag it across the fucking sand.
Seriously.
And this beach chair almost won. So I believe this. I don't think this is going to hurt the Democrats. Lying bitch.
The real question is why release this tape now? And it's clear to me that President Trump released the tape because
it's Trump.
It's Trump's fault. It's still his fault.
You know what? It's not that we lied. It's not that we deceived the American public, the world public. It's not that. It's Republicans are pouncing. We're pouncing.
Orange man bad.
Yeah, we're pouncing on your lying bullshit. Thank God that China didn't try to take Taiwan. Thank God that Russia didn't see what was. Why didn't they? I can't believe what a golden opportunity, missed opportunity for them to do major damage, because we had a lifeless Weekend at Bernie's body at the helm of this country. And why release it now? Because we caught you. We found the tapes that show what a lying bunch of fucking pieces of shit you are. Yep. And now we're explaining it. Now we're showing the public what you guys are.
He's trying to distract from his disastrous, unprecedented, disastrous first 100 days. I mean, we've all been talking about that at the table today.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Biden said, well, whatever. Biden said that he couldn't shut down the border because of a bill. No bill was passed. Day one, Trump came in, signed rescinded this executive orders that Biden put up, and within a month, not even, they shut the border down cold. Shut it down cold.
Yeah, but what does he know?
Right? He did that again. And this is his first 100 days, and they're throwing every fucking roadblock they can in front of him. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and suck Trump's dick and juggle his balls. I'm not crazy about what he's doing with the economy with these tariffs. All right? Two things can be right at the same time. He did a great job with the border, and I'm trying to think what other ones I thought that he did a really good job with. But this whole tariff thing is, in my opinion, a misstep.
Well, I'm hopeful that things will start to resolve. So it kind of went fucking sideways. So let's see what China's got to say. Let's see how things start to settle. I mean, look, I know I went food shopping the other day, and I think I sent you a picture.
Egg prices are down.
Egg prices are way down. And I know that's not all of it, but like the interest rates are starting to drop on homes. So things are happening. The Dow is good.
Well, yeah, and
it shit the bed like a month ago.
But here's the thing: oil was at like $80 a barrel. Now it's at $60. All right, so it's down
2.97 a gallon.
And prices of gas aren't going down. Why is that? Why? Somebody needs to look into that. What's going on there? Yeah, at least Trump's trying. And I know what else he did. He's getting women out of or men that think they're women out of women's sports. He's also stopping all this DEI bullshit. He's turning around the military, so we ain't got a bunch of fanooks in there. Men that think they're women or women that think they're men in there. So he's straightening that shit out. And that's the horrible job he's done over the past 100 days. You should be so lucky.
There you go.
The tariffs are a long game. It sucks right now. Yeah, I understand it's a long game. We don't have a long game. We've got a year. We've got a year, and then the midterms. And if the Democrats get a hold of the House and the Senate, it's over. It's over.
I don't think it'll happen.
The tariffs were something you should have done after the midterms. We should have secured the midterms, and then once we had the House and the Senate, then we could have went after tariffs and did all this other stuff. He's doing too much. Oh, that's the other thing. He sent Elon Musk in, and we started finding out all this bullshit that was going, all this money that was being wasted, all this grift. He shut down the USAID and the Department of Education that did nothing.
Right.
They just spent money on each other. All these boondoggers were these fucking leeches off the government or the government teat. They're in there. They jump from one job to another. It's all bullshit. And so now all of a sudden he's calling it out. He's shining the light, and the cockroaches are scurrying. And now they're all on a show here. And this lady, Miss Big Eyes, she's trying to sit there, and now they're going to blame this on Trump. You lying bastards. What did Bob say? I can't see.
It says he stopped men and women's sports. English is the official language, and TikTok is full of crybabies again.
Yes. Thank you.
Gulf of America, and Boomer Bob says MILF of America.
There we go. All right, here we go.
So to me, that's what's at play. Imagine a situation where you're so desperate, so underwater on every issue that you play your best card in the first 6 months of an administration.
That's
so
what
the
you
way I
want.
see this is good.
Do it right in the beginning. Why would you wait until 4 years and then go, oh yeah, by the way, because then it looks like a re-election bid. Not that he's going to have that, but
believe your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck. And she still, listen, and why I don't even know who this lady is and why they trotted her out. But lady, this is a big fail for you. You are not making your case.
For Joe Biden, it's good for the Democratic Party because we can dispense with this now and not closer to the midterm
You think
elections.
it's good for?
It is not good. I'm sorry, lady.
Shut that off.
Yeah, this is not good for the Democratic Party. And if you think that we are going to forget about this when it comes to the midterms and the line and like watermelon head Schiff or whatever the fuck his name is,
Adam Schiff.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell are we talking about here?
Well, we really need to pay attention to who's active on the Democrat side. And right now, it's Jasmine Crockett. You got AOC, who's polling high.
Yeah, you know
He's
why?
going to be a front runner for something.
Because we've got a bunch of dumb fucking liberal white women who think that this is kind, and they've been fed a bunch of bullshit, and they can't stand Orange Man bad, and then they've got those beta cucks that are trying to have sex with them. And listen, guys, you beta cucks, the women don't want to have sex with you. They want real men. They want actual men, providers, protectors, not you soy boy Dungeon and Dragon faggots.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What?
What, Dungeons and Dragons? That's fine.
Whatever. All right.
Sorry, maybe they don't play poker. Oh, okay.
Fine.
Whatever. The point is men who are men work, provide, do what
real
they
men.
gotta do. Real men.
Not you soy boy pusses.
Okay.
All right. So here's Hillary Clinton. Why they keep trotting this girl out? I have no idea.
Girl. Yeah, that old bitch.
Posted the other day.
Oh, she's 100.
Very blatant effort to basically send a message, most exemplified by Vance and Musk and others, that, what we really need from you women are more children. And what that really means is you should go back to doing what you were born to do, which is to produce more children. And they're talking about, cash benefits for the more children you have. This has been tried, by the way, in other countries, and it has not worked. Or medals if you have 6 children. While they're contemplating cutting Medicaid.
God damn it.
Well, what about the Christian families that have maybe 7, 8, 9 kids that already have that?
This
that are
cutting Medicaid.
Going after them.
This cutting Medicaid thing you want to talk about something goes up my ass like a red hot poker. What they're talking about is they're cutting Medicaid for cutting the fraud. They're cutting the fraud of Medicaid so that there's more funds for the people that actually need it.
Need it? Yeah.
Right.
Instead
Not
of scamming
you
the
soy
system.
boy video game basement dwellers.
You really have an issue with them.
God damn it. So it's just the lying. I can't stand the lying. I really can't.
While they have no interest in paid family leave or funding quality child care, they're cutting Head Start. I mean, you go down the list of all the programs that support child rearing and the care of children and create, some safety net for women who are in the workforce, the formal workforce, as well as, raising children. So this is another performance about concerns they allegedly have for family life. But if you had read the Heritage...
Here we go. Prepare yourself for this one. I swear to God, I wanted to come through the screen after this. Here we go.
Foundation's Project 2025, despite Trump saying he knew nothing about it, if you had read it, it's all in there. It's all in there. Return to the family, the nuclear family, return to being a Christian nation, return to, producing a lot of children, which is sort of odd because the people who produce the most children in our country are immigrants, and they want to deport them. So none of this adds up. But one of the reasons why our economy did so much better than comparable advanced economies across the world is because we actually had a replenishment, because we had a lot of immigrants, legally and undocumented, who had a larger than normal, by American standards, family. So this is just another one of their, make America great again by returning to the lifestyles and the economic arrangements of not just the 1950s. I mean, let's keep going back as far as we can.
I can't stand
you. All right. So here's the question. And I'm not archaic. I think women should be able to work and all this, that, and the other. But like, what's wrong with family values or encouraging people to have kids? That helps your economy. You're introducing people into it that are eventually going to grow and buy and be part of the culture. I mean, where is it? Dirk put up here earlier, says Muslims are having babies, Americans aren't. We will be outnumbered in 30 years.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. Who deported more people than Donald Trump? Bill Clinton.
Son of a bitch.
And Barack Obama by the hundreds of thousands. Okay.
How many kids has Hillary had to support the nation?
Yeah.
One.
So, and her, there's actual audio and video of her saying that we can't let these undocumented immigrants in. And now all of a sudden she's turned and completely went the other way. I mean, how can you even listen to her? I'll tell you one thing about Trump. Let's just pray to God for a little bit. Dear Lord, thank you very much for giving us Donald Trump. So we didn't have this fucking witch as the first female president, because she would have put a stake in the heart of this country. Thank God. And then what happened was they stole. That's right. I said it. Stole the fucking election in 2020, which was a gift from God, because Trump was on his heels because they were coming at him from everywhere and he wasn't ready for this. So thank God. And they put old Puddinhead in for 4 more years. And we watched how bad it was going to get under Democratic rule. And then what happened was Trump was in the background. He's learning. He learned from all his mistakes. Now, let me tell you, I'm not the guy that says that this guy is the best, the best kept, the best thing since sliced bread. He's got his issues. All right. But one thing I know that he does, he at least he pretends he cares about America. All right. And things get better under his, I'm going to say,
seems
rule,
to give a shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually cares.
Under his administration, things seem to be getting better. Okay. Now he's back in power. And they can't stand it because they thought by now, talk about Project 2025. What about Agenda 2030, where they were going to take and do whatever what they were supposed to do with the World Economic Forum? Like they had all that, and Trump ruined it. It's all about Agenda 47. Trump never wrote Project 2025. And listen, there's some things in Project 2025 that are good. There's some things in Project 2025 that are bad, but that's not what. And they lied about that. Every time they open their fucking mouth, they lie. Why? Because they got nothing.
Liar.
What they want to do is they want to come in here, destroy this country, turn it into a socialistic country, and they want to destroy it because this is the last thing to fall before they can go to their new world order.
Right.
And suppress our the peasants that we are.
Sheeples.
Yeah, exactly. And we have these liberal white women, morons. I swear to God, if I could revoke any amendment, it would be the one that gave women the right to vote. Swear to God. I'm sorry. Yes. Really. It's you guys vote more on emotion than facts. I'm sorry. And again, I say most, not all, most.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll tie into something we're talking about later. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Are we done with this now? Because
we done with this bit? I think we might be.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some things in here that I wanted to show you.
Right.
That not everybody is happy. Not everybody's sad that Biden has cancer.
Okay.
I'm
not a fan, but geez.
It says, I'm going to post this loud and proud. Fuck Joe Biden. Joe Biden destroyed my entire life. I lost everything, including 4 years in prison. I was innocent. He and his entire communist regime can go tickle their prostates with a reciprocating saw. Bye-bye, Joe Dirt.
All right. So clearly she has an issue.
She has an issue.
I can get behind that. I mean, you can believe whatever you want, but
I know.
That's crazy shit though. Damn, that's cold. But yeah.
I think this nicotine is working.
You're a little fired up there. You're not Sleepy John. You're just
definitely not Sleepy John. All right. So you have this thing up here, and I thought it was a great question. I would like to get the chat involved in this also.
Okay.
All right. It's like what dumb idea that you have, if implemented, would make the world a better place.
Right.
All right. Do you have any? Because I just told you mine. I would revoke the amendment to let women vote.
I do. I actually have a list of 8.
Wow.
So,
I'm excited about this.
All right. So it starts out kind of easy. Like everyone should work 1 year in customer service.
All right.
I think that's fair.
I like this. Yes. I like this. This way you would be able to learn. Okay. This you
Not
would
to
be
be a
able to
Karen.
learn to talk to other people. And then you would learn, because what happens as soon as you go in there and you're pissed off and you start yelling, they close down and they will not help you. But if you go in and you're like, hey, I got a problem and I know it's not your fault. And what can you do to help me here? And you keep it civil.
You go in a little humble pie.
A little humble pie. Yeah, exactly. I like it. All right. We're off to a great start. What else?
All right. So my next one is everyone should be, along those lines, a food server.
All right.
Or I guess you could tie that in with customer service. Like you should understand.
I think we're being a little redundant here, but I understand why you say that. I get that.
Working in restaurant industry is completely different. But
right. Okay.
Similar. Okay. My third choice is home economics should be mandated. And I'll group home economics as sewing, cooking, and financial life skills. Not enough to be Martha Stewart, but enough where you could feed yourself.
And you want everybody gets this, men and women, kids, male.
It's not
male and female.
It's not women only. It's everybody should have.
I like this. Yeah. You know why? Because when you get married and your wife leaves you after 8 or 9 years because she's sick of you,
can't eat hot dogs every night, men.
Right. You're going to have to learn how to sew and wash your clothes and clean a bathroom or hire somebody.
Here you go. Dirk says if you live on the public dime, you can't vote.
Okay. All right. I like that one. All right. That works good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe. I think there's.
So you're saying people on welfare. What about disability? What about disability? Would disability be that, Dirk? I need
a fine line on that.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I think. But if you could qualify it, perhaps.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Like if you're hang on one second. There's another thing I want to ask Dirk before why he's working on that. Let's say I lose my job in October and I'm not working for the election. Does that mean I can't vote? Get back to me on that, Dirk. Go ahead.
So, okay. So the next one is that you need to pass a test, and I mean a basic test, to vote.
Yes. Yes. I like that. You know what you need to pass? You need to pass the citizenship test that immigrants come here. Conflict of interest. People will vote themselves for free shit. Like Democrats.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sparky has one here, and it says 2 years of service in the military should be mandatory. He says for all males between the age range of 18 to 27.
I like this idea. They do this in Israel, and you know what else it does? It pries you away from your family.
Women too.
And it gives you like tough love. In other words, you know what? This is how the real world is. There we go. Here's Bob's idea. EBT buys 9-volt batteries. Okay.
All right. This one, I think I'll get a lot of agreement with, is you need a license to have children.
I said this one time back on Brand X, and I got eviscerated by Deuce.
Well,
but I agree with you.
There's a whole reason behind that.
Why is the reason behind that?
No, because he's Catholic.
Well,
he's religious.
Okay. But
so every sperm is sacred, sort of thing.
Not really.
Wow.
There's a lot of it that hits the floor. Or in the shower, that's not so sacred.
Yuck, but
I get that part of it.
Not for me.
Listen,
good on you.
I understand that, but what Catholics, what's George Carlin say? They're always pushing for pain, and we were always pulling for pleasure. It's kind of the same thing. Right. But I do believe that you should be able to have a test, and I also say that there should be an economic, like if you're going to buy a house. They have to see if you can afford the house. If you're going to have children, they got to see if you have the. So let's say you have a child.
Yeah, with kids.
Say you have a child, okay, and then you're making, I don't know, let's go crazy, $65,000. Now you want to have another child. Now, how much more is that going to cost? You going to be able to sustain that child, or is that child going to be, a drain on the public?
I mean, some of these are a little extreme. I
don't know. I like it.
To have children is a little rough, but. I think
I'm with you so far.
I think there's some people that have children that should not. And you see children in terrible circumstances.
Go to fucking Walmart on a Saturday. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I didn't put this thought out completely, and I'm not sure how to compose it.
That's
but
right. Throw it out there. We'll work it up.
Okay. So it's regarding social skills. Like, so many people are closed away
Mm-hmm.
and they don't interact, or everything's on the phone or the computer. They don't talk to people. So some kind of way to get people out and about, and not forced interaction, but a little forced interaction, I think.
Now, I think I'll help you out with this. I think that every year in school, you should have public speaking, and every class should have a public speaking portion of it, where you have to get up in front of the class and explain something. You have to be the teacher. Someone told me, or where I heard this from, it was like, if you can learn it, you really know that you've learned it if you can teach it.
Yeah,
right? That's how you know you have it down.
I agree.
So what you do is you have to teach it. So yes, I do believe that kids. I do. Dan, stop throwing them up there. You have to have, when you're kids, you have to learn. My daughters all the time, can you call and make an appointment for me to have an oil change?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You get on the fucking phone and you just say, hey, I'd like to make an appointment to have an oil change. Well, you can't do that. Well, then, I stopped doing that for my kids. They won't call me anymore. I said, look, when I was your age, come on now. When I was your age, I was running an elevator. When I was 19, I was a manager of 19 people in a painting business.
I know. I look at my 26-year-old and I'm like, I had like a kid and a half, a house. Like it's so insane.
Yeah, we baby these kids, and every once in a while, that's like this thing with the Army. You got to get them out there. You got to, make them earn it, and just let them know that, they just can't play on your parents' emotions to do things for you.
Yeah. Well, there's a point where you have to kick the baby birds out.
Yes.
And look, I love helping my girls, and there's a few things like, yeah, they're still on my Easy Pass. Yeah, they're still on my phone. But once things are moving in my personal life with my daughters, so things will be rearranging. But yeah, I had them on the plane.
Easy Pass. Why are they on your Easy Pass?
Whatever. Not for long. But anyway.
And is Paul okay with them being on the Easy Pass? Or he's just like,
of course. Yeah. Trust me, if they're fine. It's his babies. It's his little girls. Come on. Like I'm like, we should kick him off. He's like, well.
Something I should say. You know what? I have no room to talk. My youngest daughter is still on my my cell phone plan.
Okay, well, see, there you go. All right, so
no junk food on EBT.
Yeah, the chat has a few, so I was going to throw that.
Okay.
I think it depends on the junk food. I think soda for sure, absolutely soda.
Cereal.
Well, some cereal's sugary, so I think some things are covered by WIC, and then some things are not. I mean, I think if I don't know, I don't eat junky cereals, so but shit like Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, but how much do you restrict? Like sometimes maybe that's. Maybe the kid wants some fucking Fruit Loops. I'm not adverse to junky cereal. Let them eat better in other places. If they want junky cereal every once in a while, I don't know. I think that's fine. Sparky says manners and respect. Absolutely.
Oh my God, this is huge.
Some civic, some moral lessons. Yeah.
That
starts at home. That should start at home.
Definitely be okay. Yeah, but then no one does it anymore. So this should definitely be taught. I remember we had I guess my oldest daughter was like 13 or 14, and she had a friend over, and we had something like steak. We had steak. She couldn't cut it. She didn't know how to use a knife and fork to cut the steak. Someone had to cut her steak for her. Had to cut her meat at 14 years old. I mean, are you kidding me?
You stupid bastard.
Kind of, sort of. Here you are, like 14 years old. You don't know how to use a knife and fork? Because, with a chicken nugget, you just stab it, dump it in ketchup.
Well, I mean, look, I've seen people she was just eat kind of like animals, and I mean, I'll never forget, and I'll sum it really quickly. We went on a Girl Scout trip. I was the troop leader with my eldest daughter's troop, and one girl put her leg across the corner of her table. She picked her leg up and laid it across the corner of a table, and her mother said nothing. And of course, I said, "Put your leg down immediately," and she got pissy. And she put it down, but very grumpily.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding? And she was not young. She wasn't 8 messing around. She was 12, old enough to know you don't put your fucking legs on a table in a restaurant. No, absolutely not.
And I'm almost ready to go back to corporal punishment for schools.
Right.
Like if you're acting up, I think a teacher should be able to pick up a yardstick or a broom handle and wear your ass out with it. I'm there.
Well,
I'm there.
I'm not one to like beat on kids, but I think
I am.
There needs to be standards, and standards
Here's the
need to
thing.
be met.
If there's 30 kids in a class and you whoop one with a stick,
well,
you won't have to worry
tend
about the
fall
other
in line.
29.
Yeah.
That's right.
You need
Dirk's
to
got a
put
few.
the broomstick in the kid's anus.
There we go. I'm not.
TVs in restaurants should only be allowed in the bar area. I'm 100% on that. I was out for breakfast yesterday with the husband, and there was a baby in a booster seat watching a cell phone.
Oh.
I mean, like 14, 15 month, like little watching. I'm like, talk to the baby. Like it needs human interaction. Why would you take them out? Like if you're just going to make them watch TV.
Right. You got to teach these kids manners. They get into high school and they're just like feral cats. They have and the thing is, they think that nobody can touch them. They're, I'm under 18. You can't touch me. You can't do this. So I can act any way I want around you. What they need is a good crack in the mouth once in a while. You know, my wife, our 45,
45 still on the mommy.
My wife, our 45 is still on mommy's. Wait a minute.
His wife is still on her mother's phone plan.
No, stop.
That's what he wrote. I mean, I believe it.
Stop it, Josh. There's no way your mom. Come on.
All right. So he.
Take old Biddy says, I'm 21 and still on the parent stuff. But I don't know. Shit's tough. Yeah,
it is.
Okay. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
If your parents said, you know what, you have to pay for your own cell phone. You know what you do? You go out and get a job if you wanted a cell phone. All right. I tell this story every time we get into this shit. Back in the day, before there were cell phones, they had
back in the old days. Yeah.
Back in the day, when I was a kid, back in the day, they had teen lines and you'd have your own number, right? So, and it was $15 a month and I had to pay for it. And if the money wasn't there, he would go in and take the phone out of the room until he got his $15. And then that's the other thing. You wanted a pair of shoes? Okay. When I was a kid, we used to be able to get, they called them Bobo sneakers. They were like canvas sneakers with the plastic bottoms and stuff. Well, then they came out with these things that were Pumas. And back then they were $25. And $25 for a pair of sneakers back in the day was a lot because regular sneakers were $10. These were like double the price. My dad said, if you want those sneakers, you got to pay for them. Not, I'll give you 10, you put it into 15 and get it. You pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I did. I worked. I started working at 12 years old. And there's no reason
jobs uphill both ways.
Look, there's no reason why kids can't work today. We used to do, and the thing was, we used to go out and rake yards. We find old people that didn't, we'd find the elderly, we'd go in and we'd rake yards and take out trash and do little jobs for them. And then, the kids that knew how to work and worked hard, the old
got
people,
money. They made cash.
The olds would come and seek you out. Send you to the store. Hey, go to the store and get me this or whatever. And then you come back and they give you a tip or whatever. It was
Instacart, but without the
back
computers.
before there was Instacart.
You would run errands for people and they would pay you for that. And honestly, I still think there's a lot to be said for helping your elder neighbors, but I think a lot of people want to rook them for money. But then some of the older folk think that they pay $10 and they're going to get a lot of work done. So there's that balance of you got to pay a little more, but there's work if you want to find it. And
times are rough.
Not always great work. Hey,
sorry.
No.
Take old biddies. I'm sorry. It's tough out there that you have to pay your $80 cell phone. If your mom and dad said, guess what? No money, no cell phone.
So go back. He said he's still on the parent stuff. That's okay. That doesn't mean he's not contributing towards it.
How do you know? Take old biddies. You know who that is?
Well, you don't know. You're just a student.
Of course, I don't know. But you're over there. You're defending.
Well,
take old
I
biddies.
just brought up a counterpoint. You can.
Yeah, this is the problem. See, this is what women do. Women go, oh, well, it's times are tough. Yeah, they're tough.
Okay.
You know what? You don't need a cell phone. You don't need a cell phone.
There you go. He says, I'm doing auto body work.
You're doing auto body work, and you can't pay for your. Now you're just lazy. Now you're just taking you're taking advantage of your parents. Go pay your cell phone bill.
My daughters would pay me for being on the plan.
Oh, I see now. I see. You pay for your daughter's cell phone. So now it's now what I'm doing.
That's not what I said.
You.
They pay. They're still on my plan.
Okay, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's a different story. The people that just don't pay at all and just take the cell phone. You know something? Yeah, you know something? I'm sitting here screaming about this, and I'm worse. So I have Netflix. I have YouTube TV. I have
all your girls
Hulu,
have passwords to every
and they got
bit of that.
passwords, everything, and they use it all. The other day, I was trying to get on Netflix. I couldn't get on Netflix because they were on it.
They were all on it, right?
Right. I hardly watch it, and I'm paying for all of it. The fuck is going on with me?
And you don't get to yell one bit, Mr. Jamingo.
Oh, trust me. Listen, I'm not above being a hypocrite. Not at all. I'm a hypocrite. I just noticed something. Hold on. While we're talking, I got to change something here.
All right.
I just realized one, and we're back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, what did you do?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you.
Okay. All right.
You're on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know. How's that?
So another point I have is term limitations for all political offices.
Yeah.
I would say put an age limit, but it was pointed out to me today that there are probably some sharp 75, 80-year-olds and then some dumb as a box of rocks 45-year-olds. So I suppose there could be a sliding scale, but I still think term limitations, period.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be career in the fucking house for 45 years. Just bilk in the fucking system.
I got one that I heard from Bobby Kennedy, and it should actually be. If you get caught lying, publicly lying,
shoot.
You're fired.
Shoot them. Oh, okay.
You don't shoot them. You just fire them. They're fired. If you get caught publicly lying in a,
they'd have no politicians.
Office, that's fine. No, you know what we would have? We would have politicians that didn't lie. That's what we'd have. We'd fire a lot of them at first, but then we would have ones that didn't lie. They don't work for us. They work for the what are those people that come in and pay you? What are they called? The lobbyists.
Lobbyists.
Yeah, they work for the lobbyists. They work for the corporations. They don't work for we the people because we don't give them money. We don't give them enough money for their re-elections and shit. They don't work for us. Fuck them too. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So, well, here's a couple more. Let's see here. Dean says no more cradle to the grave insurance for politicians. Bob says, I like this one. They shouldn't be allowed to invest in the shit they vote on.
Absolutely
100%.
not.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't, but their companies do, or some third party does. Coinkadink? Huh.
Right.
Like Paul Pelosi.
Somebody needs to change some laws. Why don't you look into that, lobbymeister?
Yeah, there we go. Here, thank you, Grand Rapid Retard. I appreciate your input on the show. Here's the thing: if you did it or I did it, we'd go to jail.
Yeah.
Like Martha
Stewart did.
Exactly. Someone said something to her. Someone said something to her, and she had a bunch of stock in something. She's like, "Oh, I better sell that." She sold it. She had to go to jail.
Yeah. I'm sorry. She's got street cred. I'd be scared to death of Martha Stewart.
They sent Martha, and you know why they sent her to jail? Because
Money.
they made an example out of her, publicly made an example, so no one else would do it. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi and all these other ones making these backdoor deals. Or you can do the other thing. If you have money to invest, there are some people now that have trackers, and they track what stocks the Congress buys.
Mm-hmm.
And they just start buying what the Congress buys.
Yeah. Martha got more felonies than Snoop. She does.
Exactly.
She got more street cred. I got one more.
Okay.
Says,
I'm liking it so far.
Every boss, manager / CEO, right, must work 1 month a year in the role of their company's lowest paid worker. Same hours, duties, health insurance, everything. And all of their accounts, assets are frozen for that time. And they have to survive on what they make at that time. Pay bills, this and that, cook, eat.
Can I make an addendum to that?
I think it should be more than a month, but yes.
My addendum is that no CEO can make a certain amount over a certain amount than their lowest employee. So in other words, let's say your lowest employee makes $15 an hour.
Okay.
And let's say it's 30 times. The CEO can only make 30 times over what the lowest paid person is. Right. Because who needs millions and millions of dollars for what a CEO does? Now, I know CEOs are pissed off about that. All right. Sparky says, I got laid off from my job on Friday okay, let's try this again.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sparky says, I got laid off from a job on a Friday when I was like 20 years old. The following Monday, I wanted to sleep in a bit. My mom came into the bedroom and told me get my ass up and get out there and find a job.
That's
which
right.
is what my mom did too.
Yeah, my dad said to me, when you don't, if you don't have a job, your job is getting a job. That's
right.
your new job, getting a job.
There you go.
Bob says, I like Uncle Randy's idea. CEO is paid no more than X times the lowest paid player. That's what I just said, Bob.
There you go. I didn't know it was Uncle Randy's idea. I guess he's sticking that to you.
Me and Uncle Randy think alike. We got brains.
Son.
Telling you, son. Son.
All right. And then Josh had another one. Where is it? Last one here. Amendment 20, accountability. Or Amendment XX.
I need more accountability. What does that mean?
Maybe
in other words,
there.
if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. In other words, if you whatever you run on your platform, if you don't accomplish that, then you can't run for re-election.
Maybe.
That I kind of get behind.
I'm
kind of get behind that. All righty.
All right. So
worked up.
I know, but it was an interesting topic to find, and I like the discussion on it because it's funny to think what none of these things are outrageous. Like it's basically understand, how life is, and understand how to vote, why it's important to vote, but then also like just how to live your life as a human being, like how to survive. I didn't know shit about finances when I moved out. I knew nothing. Did. I said I remember saying to my dad, like, I don't know what to do. And he goes, well, just go to the bank.
Just go to the bank.
I had no idea what to do. Well, I had no clue. I had no idea how to set up an account. No, I just walked in. I'm like,
They should have when you're in high school, you should have 4 years of basic life skills.
Yeah, like home
basic life skills 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it goes through everything: how to run a house and how to run a family. How to put up with a wife.
Pay the bills. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
How to put up with a wife
or husband.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
A spouse, a partner, but even But here's the thing: I think a lot of people still come into relationships and have no concept of how anything is, and they're totally dependent. It's really good to know how to come to a relationship with understanding and knowledge of how to survive if you're on your own. Like, what do you do? Like again, like I was 18, I was like, or 16, I was like, I don't know what to do at the bank. They're like, well, just go.
Right.
They got me off, and I was like, I walked in like,
well, when you're younger.
No
I said I started working at 12, and you couldn't get a bank account until you were 18.
Yeah.
So everything was cash. I worked in cash. Everything was hidden in a sock drawer. Exactly. Yeah. It snowed. It was like, hey, man, we're going to make a ton of money here. We're going to go out and shovel walks and stuff like that. We're going to clean cars off. We're going to make a ton of money here.
You could make a ton of money. You really could.
And then we go out and find a lawnmower, and we would go out and mow lawns and rake leaves and shit like that. Now the Mexicans do it. Most of these kids today don't even know how to work. Here's the best thing. They have a video game where you go out. It's called Leaf Blower. And they go out and video leaves off a lawn. I was like, motherfucker, go get a goddamn leaf blower down at Home Depot and go out outside and start blowing some leaves around.
I'll give you a virtual reality, but it'll just be an actual reality experience.
Come you kidding me?
I have a leaf blower.
Yeah.
You can blow all the leaves you want.
Come over and play on my yard. Play leaf blower. For fuck's sake.
Oh my God. Aaron says pressure washer simulator. And Bob said the same thing.
Pressure washer. No, it's an actual
fucking
game.
Losers. Come on.
Right.
You can literally pressure wash a house.
Right. I'm serious. There's games like this out there.
Stop.
And then kids are playing them.
Oh, kids today.
I don't know.
I'm going to learn. Well, they have like the cooking mama and all that stuff. They all know how to cook. They can do all of it online. But if I hand them a hose and a pressure washer, they have no idea. They're like, I don't know.
I ran into the Jimmy today out in the wild.
Jimmy. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you know where Riverwinds is, right?
Yes.
So I got lunch and went down to Riverwinds. It was a nice day, nice breezy,
gorgeous day. Yeah.
Beautiful day. So I'm down there watching, boats go by, planes come in and all. And then all of a sudden I get a text and Jimmy says, it's the Jimmy. And he says, look to your left. I look over to my left and there he is. Right. So I go over there and I say, hey,
fuck you,
how's it
Jimmy.
going? So I said, "Hey, what's going on?" So, we start talking and,
talking.
Yeah. I said to him, I said, "So what are you doing today?" He says, "Oh, I'm just down here watching somebody fish." I go, "Well, here's another thing you could do. You could grab a fishing pole and go down there and fish with them."
You could.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, you know what? You can't get a free fishing license until you're 70. I said,
cheap bastard. What is
how
it,
much
20
is a
bucks?
how much is a fuck? Oh, yeah. You know who else is on my YouTube TV and my Paramount TV and all? Jimmy.
Google it.
Yeah. Jimmy.
You subsidize everybody, so you don't have any room to talk shit on
I'm
any
dragging
person
these-
who's commented. here.
Dragging these motherfuckers down the road with me. They're all on my coattails. What the hell? All right.
You
Hey,
love it.
Budvugger, I need that artwork in landscape. Me, coattails, bunch of people going uphill. See if you can get that done there for me,
Dragging
Budvugger.
people.
Dragging people. He made one of me with a clock the other day. It was hysterical.
I forgot to share your video. Fuck. I'll put that out.
There we go.
Is it on? Did you put it up on YouTube?
Of course not.
Oh.
Hey, listen, I need a list. What can I tell you? I'm trying to get organized.
Aye.
A lot going on here. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I'm just trying to get stuff done. I could have put it up on YouTube and Rumble of me. Yeah, and they got mad at me because I used the AI voice instead of stuttering through something like I normally do.
No.
Yes, you all did. You all laughed at me. All right. So the other day, I think it was Saturday, I go somewhere and there's a bunch of people. There's a firehouse across the street from me. And they're all out there with a table and they're all full of hoagies, fundraising hoagies.
So these subs cooking out on a table,
Right. So
in the sun.
And I'm thinking to myself, and back in the day, there was nothing better than a fire station hoagie. You'd go, I think they were like 75 cents, no more than $1. And you could get I would get 4 or 5 of them, throw them in a refrigerator. Right.
So wait, are they donated?
No. They're fundraisers. I don't even know how much they are now, to be honest with you.
They make them?
They make them in the firehouse.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get ahead of me. They make them in the firehouse and then they come out and they sell them, right?
Yeah.
And they have a fire. And I'm thinking to myself, how much do I trust a fire station fundraising hoagie?
They'd need a license for that, I would think, right?
I don't know first of all, how clean are the firemen? Do they wash their hands?
Oh, they're all volunteers, right? Are they paid in your well, I guess they're volunteers, right?
I think they're, I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know.
All right.
How clean are they? Where are they making these hoagies, right? I mean, are they making them in the kitchen? Is it
In the back of the truck.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, how sketchy are these fire? And when I say they had when I'm telling you, there had to be 100 of them on this table outside.
Cooking out in the sun.
Just out in the sun.
Not in a cooler or anything.
Right on the table. Just a fold up table.
One word. Men.
Yeah.
A woman
Right?
would never have done. They would have been in coolers, marked, labeled. Yeah. Nope.
I was thinking to myself,
Dummies.
and they're waving me. Hey, I'm like, I swerve at them. Get out of the way. I swerve at them. Get out of the way. Now I don't want any of your goddamn typhoid hoagies.
That's when
Jesus
you get
Christ.
$5 and just like, hey, I can't eat that, but here's some $5 for you.
Yeah, sorry.
I've done that.
Sorry, I'm type 3 diabetic. I can't eat your hoagies.
Type 65 diabetic. I can't eat. I'm allergic to hoagies.
I never forget. So
Stand out there with the boot. Do you remember they used to drive by and it'd be like a boot or a cone, and like they'd stand in the middle. So down by me, sometimes they stand in the road.
oh my God, it's going to. They must still do it. So okay, so
they
let me
do it, yeah.
let me talk to people that aren't from our area, from New Jersey. So right now, this next weekend is Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
How clean are they when they're giving your mouth to mouth to save your ass? That's a different story.
You're already half dead. It doesn't matter then.
That's a different story. At that point, I don't care. But right now, I don't need one. Yeah. What happens if they give me? I eat the hoagie, and the next thing I know, I need mouth to mouth. It's a chicken or egg thing. All right.
Yeah.
So this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and what these fire companies do, these little backwoods, redneck, piney fire companies do,
My town. Okay.
is they will stand outside with a bucket, and they will stop, and they're there for donations.
Yeah.
And you have to drop your change in as you go by them.
It's voluntary, and
Right.
voluntary is quotes because they will block you.
Here's the thing. Everybody's going down the shore. the traffic is fucking ridiculous anyhow.
Yep.
And these son of a bitches are out there with their fucking coins shaking them. I'm like, get
They're
the fuck
panhandling.
out of the road. Get out of the road. It should be illegal. But oh no, well, what if you have an accident?
I'm because I'm gonna run you over because you're in the fucking road.
No
fuck out
problem
of here with you.
Yeah, exactly. John, I couldn't have said it better myself. Here's the thing. You know what? Make some hoagies and sell some hoagies if you want some fundraising.
It's like the guys in Philly that stand under the bridge with their sign.
Kind of, sort of.
Almost like that, but
Except
they're firefighters.
They're
So they stand
firefighters
out
and they
there
got
with
their boots on. Their
shirts.
they're firefighter shirts.
And they stare at you. So you really
Right.
feel morally obligated because if not, they'll burn your house down.
This is what I do when I
They'll
drive
let your
by
house
them.
slow burn.
I do this. I drive by them like this. I say, sorry, can't see you.
No, I play.
Oh my God.
So, all right. So Josh says, who's playing for the fires by Duchess's house then? Narnia.
Nobody. They just put out the other day.
Yeah, it's 100% contained actually as of last week. But it's again, I donate to the volunteer services. It's God bless them. I was on the auxiliary for a while. The ladies,
Did you make hoagies?
No, ew, no.
You guys didn't have hoagie
No.
drives?
No, but
What is it, South Jersey thing?
I was in it might be. I was in the ladies auxiliary, so for the firefighters. So the ladies would raise money, as they called it, for the men.
Right.
So and so that got a little archaic, and I was like, considering there were female firefighters in there, and they're like for the men. I'm like the firefighters, but okay. But we would do fundraisers that would support the fire company. So the ladies auxiliary actually raised quite a bit of money hosting events for the firefighters. So to kind of do that, but we'd never had a hoagie drive. No, but the neighboring town does have a fish fry now that I think about it, but you go there and eat, but either way.
Same thing. So in Philadelphia, back in the day, they used to have these guys that would stand on a corner and they would sell, like they would go to the pretzel factory, the soft pretzel factory, and they would get cases of pretzels and they would put them in bags. And then you would drive by and they would give you for like $1, they would give you a bag and it'd have like 5 or 6 pretzels in it.
Not to the Jimmy though. He doesn't like hard pretzels.
Right. Well, these were fresh. And if you got them in the morning, they were still warm.
Right.
So they were really good. And there was nothing better than a nice warm Philly soft pretzel. Until the one day where I'm driving and I see the guy and he's behind a dumpster and he's paying. And then he comes out and he does this with his hands. And then he goes over to the pretzels and starts breaking them off and putting them in the bag.
Pretzels.
I was like, it was the last time I bought a goddamn street pretzel. Oh
my God.
Stay for the shake. He walked over and started snapping the pretzels off and put them in the bag. I was like, you filthy motherfucker.
You monster.
Wash your fucking hands.
He probably peed on his hands and thought that was a mistake.
Ugh, the smell.
My God. Okay, first of all, I will never buy if I ever see that. I will drop $1 in the boot. Like I'm not. I have to say our volunteer fire company. There's a lot of folks in it, and they do a good job. So I'm not mad at them. But man, that's just fucked. That's
my God. Well, you used to go to the Phillies, like a Phillies game or an Eagles game, and they would have shopping carts full of these soft pretzels, and they would like put them in bags, and you'd walk out and they go pretzels, 25 cents, 5 for $1, you know, and they'd sell these pretzels out there. And you used to, you know, going in, you'd say, hey, give me a bag of pretzels. That's it, no more. After I saw the guy peeing behind the dumpster and wiping his hands on his shirt, came out and started breaking their pretzels. I put them in the bag. I almost threw the fuck up.
Can I have the piss-free pretzels, please?
Do you mind? Can I get the ones without your fucking DNA on them? God damn it.
That is so fucking revolting.
Jesus.
Holy that's terrible. I mean, I saw you put this topic on the board and you said Firehouse subs. I actually thought you meant the company Firehouse.
No, actually a firehouse that makes subs and sells
I've not
them.
sing that. That must be a Philly thing or
South
West
Jersey thing or
South Jersey, West Jersey thing. I've never seen that. I won't. You notice it's always sus when you buy food from places like that. You just hope for the best, right? You're just like, hope I don't die. And like once you see that, what you'd seen, I couldn't do it again. I'd be like, no, I'm good.
I think we're more educated. I don't know.
Maybe.
Not 100%
Are we?
sure.
Maybe.
All right, listen, we're going to get ready to do some Trump tweets. I need
Oh
you to,
no!
Do
Okay.
I have to bring that up, or do you have it there?
I'm gonna read it off my phone because it's if I put it up on the then I'll be I'll be staring at something either way. Give me 1 second.
I don't know if I have the Trump tweet where I can put it up here.
I have it. I can pull it up in notes.
You can?
Yeah. I thought
Hang
you
on a
put it in
second. Let me
notes,
see.
didn't you?
All right, I know what I can do. All right,
Yeah, I have it.
There's always one way to skin a cat. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. We have to do some
No cat
we have to do some finagling around here because
Some what?
finagling.
Okay. Oh,
Finagling.
don't
Calm down over there, you.
you behave yourself.
You behave yourself.
Scold me, Daddy. Oh, that's not fair.
All righty. Ready, ladies and gentlemen?
No intro? I like it.
She's got the feed, she's got the bait. When you need a laugh or just to see, Kate's got the tweets, she's the key.
You know, we have so many people watching tonight, and now I'm going to chase them all away.
Come on. I want your best Donald Trump. Here we go.
Okay. How much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he's such a fan of hers? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? And how much went to Oprah and Bono? I'm going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did under the guise of paying for entertainment. In addition, this was a very expensive and desperate effort to artificially build up her sparse crowds. It's not legal. For those unpatriotic entertainers, this is just a corrupt and unlawful way to capitalize on a broken system. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Read by Kate. She's got the feed, she's got the bait. When you need a laugh or just to see, Kate's got the tweets, she's the key.
Alrighty.
So Sparky had suggested I yell the all caps part, but I'd have people walking in being like, "You all right?
You okay in there?" So
Thank you, Tig.
Bruce Springsteen was
fucking old man.
in Europe, right?
Ugh.
Now, look, I grew up in the age of Bruce Springsteen. I've probably been to over 5, probably over 10 Bruce Springsteen concerts, and I'll tell you why. My friends love Bruce Springsteen. I was never a fan. My one friend says, "You got to go to a concert. You'll love a concert." He says, "I'll buy you a ticket." I said, "Okay, fine." So we go to the Bruce Springsteen concert. Now, let me just say something. I don't really enjoy his music. But when that motherfucker would go out on stage and do 3 hours of music back when everybody else used to do an hour and a half, it was, I'm not going to lie, it was impressive.
He puts on a show. I'll give him
puts
that.
on a show. I'll give him that.
I think Bruce just ejaculated.
Yes, exactly. So the thing was that when, these are guys, they were, I don't know, they were in their 30s then. You know what I'm saying? Late 20s, early 30s. So they'd be playing for 3 hours, and every once in a while the band would need a break. Poor Clarence Clemens was over there blowing on saxophone.
Oh, big man.
He's out of breath.
He's a big man.
Bruce, the lights would go on to Bruce, and the band would be toweling off and everything. And Bruce would walk up to the microphone and say, back in the day when me and Katie was just starting our relationship, she was a fine young girl, and we used to go down to the Pine Barrens and just sit out on the back of the pickup truck and look at the stars. And one day I said to Katie, "Your pussy stinks." Now, she would say, it would be this long 3 or 4 minute story that Bruce would do. And it would be funny because we would look forward to the stories because it was always something. And then he says, "And you know what I said to Katie? I said, Katie, sometimes you're just born to run." And then they would break in and born to run. Yeah. And we'd just go. So it was interesting when he would do these stories, and he's still doing them, but now he's up
monologues,
there. Yeah, now he's up there, this old man. He's like me, he's up there. He's like, what's wrong with this country? We got a big orange man in the White House, and he's trying to cut Medicaid and benefits for welfare just so he can give his rich billionaire buddies a tax break.
Yeah,
kind of like me now. It's like one of those things. Like,
I don't want that tax break.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what you should do, Bruce? You should donate half of your money to the poor. That's what you should do.
He
What
could.
am I? Listen, was any of these other poor bastards out there humping amplifiers and guitars and going all around the world playing gigs for 3.5 hours when I was breaking my ass? No, fuck.
Not sure what charities he's involved in.
They ain't getting any money. Besides that, I mean, his music isn't really that good. I mean, Jesus Christ, that River album, what a fucking stinker that is.
I was a big fan of the River. Actually. I like that one the best. Well, but like Born in the USA, like that just catapulted him to a level that he was not at ever. So, I mean,
You know, the other day I was at home and I smelled something and I smelled it and I walk outside and the whole woods was on fire. And, you know, nobody was putting it out. And it was, next thing you know, it was like 7 or 8 alarms. And what happened was the Republicans probably started it. So,
yeah, he would.
And it burnt for a week. They couldn't get it under control. Kind of like the Republicans. They couldn't get it under control.
Always, yeah.
And then finally, it kind of burned itself out. And you know what I say? It's like heart's on fire. And then just going on.
Trying to keep coming up with Bruce songs there.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
We went down to the river and had our hungry hearts there. Yeah, I got you.
You know, I got lost one time, but I always knew when I wasn't lost when I got to Thunder Road.
Oh. Yeah, it's he goes on. He's a little preachy, but the footage of him from the other day did make me smile.
Listen,
like our former vice president, our former president did. Did you see that?
I got to just say this. He looks good for his age. He's still in good shape. Did you see him fall when he jumped up on stage and everybody was making fun of him? That's not fair. Guy's like, hold on. Alexa, how old is Bruce Springsteen?
Like 78, 77.
Bruce Springsteen is 75 years old.
Motherfucker's 75 years old. He's running around, jumping on stage and shit like that.
No, he's moving. Well, because he's living large. I mean, life is good. It's good to be the boss. Right.
Yeah. I don't agree with his politics and shit, and I don't think he should be going into other.
Clearly, he's a good entertainer.
But, you know, again, I got to be, you know, we're a little bit hypocritical.
Well,
because, you know, I'm just saying, it's like when the Dixie Chicks went out and they did that whole thing about, you know, President Bush and all, and they were.
Oh, they got roasted too.
They got roasted too. So
people are like, the Dixie who? Who are they?
Now they're just the Chicks because Dixie's racist.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a few bands that had to rename. There's some other Southern band that had to do it.
I'm so sick of telling people, you know, you can't say suicide. You got to say unalive. It's the same fucking word. It means the same fucking thing.
I know, but it sounds better.
Oh, cut me a break.
I didn't write the rules, man. But anyway, Bruce took a tumble up the steps.
Took a tumble up the steps.
Oh, here it was. It's Lady Antebellum. So what did they change their names to? Lady?
Yeah. Were they just Lady? What's Antebellum mean?
Antebellum is refers to shit. I knew what it. I knew.
Alexa, what does antebellum mean?
The adjective antebellum is usually defined as before or existing before a war, especially the American Civil War, pre-war.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it has to do with slavery?
Yeah, about. Yeah. Oh, they're Lady A.
She's not Lady A now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They canceled Paula Deen for a while, but she's back.
Oh, that's right. Because, well, she did say the N-word.
Well, she's kind of gross, but yeah. But that's
She's
all right. She's
kinda
back
gross?
with her butter. Gosh, her food was. I used to watch her on the Food Network. Oh my God, there's so much.
Her food. I
so
actually went to
rich.
one of her restaurants down in Savannah.
Oh, you survived?
It's good.
Oh, wow. It's all fucking
No, I
bacon and
died.
butter.
I died back then.
Firefighters bring you back.
Yes.
They're sticky dick beaters.
Right. Speaking of things you're not allowed to say anymore.
Yes.
Unless you're a certain shade of skin color. This gentleman here, he's going to tell you exactly what you think the number one problem in America is facing today. Put your fingers in your ears, Kate.
That's all niggas do. They don't build anything. That's why you can't look around and why they got to go back, harken back to we built this country. The only reason you black motherfuckers were able to build a country is because you were enslaved by white people. Had white people given you the fucking freedom and walked off the land, America would look like crap. America wouldn't even be America. It'd be taken over by somebody else. That's a fact. You need a damn slave master to get the majority of niggas to do what they supposed to damn do. If you don't have slave masters or police or something like that, niggas is gonna fuck it up. Look at every damn country on the planet. Niggas fuck it up.
Oh my God.
But you don't like me saying that.
No.
I don't give a damn. Niggas up. That's
I don't like that. Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say
Oh my God. Oh.
I mean,
Poor
is he
Delvin.
wrong?
You said clips.
Is he wrong? I mean, look how long Africa's been Africa. You think maybe they could build a road, drill a well over there without some white people coming over there like Bono or somebody coming over there and having to drill a well for them, build a school? You know, I mean, is
The
it
government.
us?
It's the government's a fucking hot mess. It steals all
I mean,
the money.
they're all pissed off about Western civilization, but this is what Western civilization built. Go to the Middle East. Go to Africa. It's a fucking shithole. Just telling you, the guys over there still wearing fucking dresses. Most of the men over there have got just something to keep their balls from swinging back and forth. That's all they have on.
Okay. Yuck.
No?
I don't know. I'm not well versed in the
Still
clothing
wearing
attire.
tiger
for-
teeth around their neck is jewelry. Got fucking plates and bone in their lips.
Oh
and
my God, that's
bones in
not
theirs.
the entire country.
I'm just some of it, a lot of it. That's why we got so many Somalis up in Michigan, because they act a fool. Am I wrong? I mean, I know it's not the most popular thing to say, but am I wrong? I don't. Look, the gentleman over here, he's got it right, and I'm sure that gentleman there doesn't do all the shit that he's talking about. It's not every, there's a lot of black people there that are turning their lives around. They have education and all. John, you need to ask, what's her name? What black space movie came out in 1992? What? Alexa, what black space movie came out in 1992?
We better not get kicked off
A
anything.
space movie released in 1992 is From Outer Space. By the way, you have 2 new
Dark.
notifications. You want to hear them?
Motherfucker.
No, that's okay, Alexa.
Dark. Oh my God.
I love that it bleeps. I never heard Alexa bleep that before.
Motherfucker. Stop.
Okay. You all right over there?
I know. Fucking Dirk. God damn it. Jesus.
You can ask John to do anything. He'll do it. He don't give a fuck.
I didn't know it.
Hey,
Oh.
John.
I'm never putting up your comments ever again. Dirk.
Yeah, can't blame me. This
Nope.
Duchess's fault. Duchess put it up there.
No.
I gotta hook her up into the board so I can. Oh, where's my girlfriend at?
Oh.
Where is she? Here she is. I wonder.
Oh, Dirk wrote it just in case we didn't hear it the first
Right.
time. Oh my God.
Hello, can you hear me? How come it's not working?
You probably have to give her a minute to warm up.
Yes.
I hear you loud and clear.
But it's not in the. It's not in the board. Put that comment back up again.
The question? Okay.
Sorry, I'm not sure which comment you're referring to. Could you clarify what you mean by put that comment back up again?
Oh my God.
I have a question for you. What black space movie came out in 1992?
There wasn't a notable black-led space movie released in 1992. Could you mean a different year or clarify the genre, like sci-fi or space adventure?
It was. Alexa knew it. How come you don't know it?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
All right.
Alexa's got one up on me, huh? I think I know what you're getting at.
All right. Well, what's the name of the movie then? You could say it.
The movie you're referring to is likely Gay Niggers from
Oh my God.
Danish short film. It's a satirical sci-fi comedy directed by Morten Lindberg, parodying blaxploitation and sci-fi genres.
Oh my God.
For its provocative title.
Bye, Facebook. Oh my God.
All right. There you go. What? I didn't know that was a movie. I have to put that on my list.
Now?
I'll have to put that on my list. I wonder if I can get that.
Oh, speaking of classics.
Well, I don't know if we got enough tough time to get into this. We'll have to do that on Thursday.
Oh, that's true.
We'll have to move it to Thursday. I'm sorry. I was a little heavy on the ass cancer today.
Well, I mean, technically, we're only an hour 40 in.
Yeah, but that's at least a 45-minute conversation. We're going to go through movies for 3 decades. You think we're going to be able to do that in 20 minutes? Plus, we got podcast shout-outs. Plus, I got voicemails.
Oh. Bob says it's available on BET.
I bet you it is.
And Aaron says, how do you not know that one? Honestly, I don't.
Honestly, I've never heard of it before.
No, I've never heard
shocked.
of it.
Shocked.
God damn it.
I'm shocked and appalled.
Sparky wants to know if
would Netflix have it? I'll have to check that out later.
Oh, hear it. And Josh says Grok just moved up on my AI list.
Yeah, see? God damn, I can't believe my mic wasn't closer for that. I guess you could hear it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. Loud and clear.
There we go. They make it sound like I made the movie. I didn't make the movie. I never heard of it. I have to go watch this movie. It should be, I bet you it's funny.
I'll let you research it. I don't think I want to.
You don't want to watch that?
No, not really.
Did you ever see the movie Friday? It's with it's either Ice-T or Ice Cube. And what's the other guy? Skinny black guy. I can't think of his name.
Chris Rock?
Not Chris Rock, but kind of like Walker, something Tennessee Walker. What's his name?
Tennessee Walker.
I can't think of the black guy's name. You got knocked the fuck
Snoop
out.
Dogg?
No, it's not him. It's a movie Friday. It's
Chris
one
Tucker.
of the Chris Tucker. It is one of the funniest fucking movies of them being in the hood. How do you lose your job on your day off? Man, you ain't got shit. You got Kool-Aid, no sugar. You got peanut butter, no jelly. God damn it, you got nothing. You always got one thing short. Whatever he said, I don't remember.
I like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour. That was funny.
Right. All right, let's get to some voicemails. Here's Half Black
right.
Neil, who can only say nig or gur.
Hey, fellas, it's Half Black Neil. What is the difference between a grenade and a woman?
What's the difference between a grenade and a woman, Duchess?
Nothing. Once you pull off the ring, they take half the house.
Oh, stop it.
All right, here's Dean's voicemail. I like that one.
Hey, my peeps. Hope everybody had a good weekend. What does OnlyFans girls and peanut butter have in common?
They don't stick to the roof of your, or they stick to the roof of your mouth. I don't know. What? Do you have any idea?
No.
If you have an allergy to them, they'll kill you.
Maybe.
Hold on.
They both spread for bread.
Oh my God.
Strap yourself in.
Oh,
Diane will be delighted she's part of this.
It's from Brand X.
I know.
All right.
Can I just say that I absolutely enjoyed that episode. It was a lot of fun with Mac and all that. But to hear Diane actually, like, to hear her, she's very funny.
Well, again, I had to take the mic and like it was above her head. And so here's the thing. This is what I did. I took the microphone, which is a directional microphone, and I put it above her head, but I pointed it straight down. And I said, here's your headphones. And I just pushed it to her. And then she's leaned back. But when she leaned up, we could get her on the microphone.
Right.
And then she had 2 old fashions. So as she was into her second old fashioned, I could, no, just singles.
Okay.
I could move the mic down and get it closer to her. Like it was.
She was a little more relaxed by that point. Yeah.
She was all lubed up and we were kind of just moving it down and pushing it in. Oh, that didn't sound good. But you know what I mean.
There you go, Mike.
I didn't mean
that
in
hour 43.
She's a married woman. How dare you filthy people out there?
You said it, not me.
She's my best friend's wife. I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying I could get the mic closer to her mouth. That's all I'm saying. How dare you? All right.
Sure, he'll love that drop too.
I'm out of lube. Keep going. Jesus. I'll tell you what, I'm hysterical out of context.
Yes, you absolutely are.
Let's do some podcast shout outs.
All righty. I'm pulling them up right now. Just so you don't think I'm unprepared. You know, just letting you know. I'm working on it. Yeah, I have them.
Okay.
Don't
Well, you're
feel
the first one. I
grumpy.
think maybe we
I
should
know.
change the order. So when I do podcast shouts, I can be the first one. So then you can kind of get into the groove.
I literally have them up. So
Stop
again,
talking.
it
Start-
took you. It took
stop
you
talking
and Deuce
about
a
it and start
minute,
telling them.
over a minute to get to your podcast shout outs. Once you announced you're doing them, Deuce was like, "Bro, let me."
That's a different story. It's a whole. I'm not in the
that's okay.
cockpit here. I'm not in the boomer bunker cockpit.
Okay.
I'm out of my element over there.
Yes, I can.
I'm 90 degrees out of my element.
You're 3 old fashions, is what you are. At that point, you're like, time. Who cares?
was
We'll talk for
2.
7 hours.
I was 2 old fashions, 4 pieces of pizza, and 1 cannoli.
Oh God, the sugars, the sugars.
I had the sugars.
Yeah, hell yeah, I bet. Okay, the weather view with Bruce, Jason, and Ken.
I love being able to get on there in the morning. Here's the thing. I finally figured it out. What I got to do is I got to jump in on the morning before Ken gets there.
Yes.
All right. So I get in there in the morning. Me and Bruce and I, we have our time together. And then we can get a couple jokes in and everything. Because then once Ken comes in, it's, it's the Bruce and Ken show, which is totally fine. I get that. Right. Every once in a while, lob a joke over and it's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. But it also comes out as a podcast. So if you haven't had a chance, go look up The Weathered View and check it out. Duchess is on there. I'm on there. Boomer Bob shows up every once in a while. It's a lot of fun.
It's a good time. It really is.
It's a good time. The Weathered View. It's a good time.
There's your tagline.
I had to say with Aaron, my buddy Aaron, boy, I know he was probably listening today and yelling right behind me today. Everything I said today, I could, in my back of my head, I could hear, you smooth brain motherfuckers, deadbeat pieces of shit. That's Aaron. So go over and check that one out.
Absolutely. Wheelbarrows full of dicks with Mike, Travis, and Drunk.
I need to stop this for a second, if you don't mind. Sure. Can I butt in? Because it just reminded me of something. Right. Don't get me wrong. The what's that thing I have on me? The nicotine patch. Mm-hmm. I think it works out. I think it's working pretty good. But I have something to show you, and I wasn't sure that patch is doing John wonders. I have something to show you, and I'm a little disappointed for the simple fact is I think the ladies are ahead of us in AI robotics.
The what ladies?
Well, I'll show you.
Okay.
Can I show you?
Okay.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Love Bear. All right, so it's a little bear, right? Isn't he cute? What's this? Got a little remote control.
Oh!
That's a little... Look. There you go, ladies. All right.
Oh.
That's something else, isn't it?
Bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
That's gross.
Is it? I'll tell you what, ladies. With that kind of bear, with the remote control, we're doomed. Like, in other words, how are we supposed to compete with that bear? You can position it. Exactly. Where's the other one I had? If I can, there's 2 of them I had.
What made you think of this in the middle of our podcast shoutouts? And for folks who were listening and not watching.
You said wheelbarrow full of dicks, and dicks reminded me of this.
Okay. You'll have to share that on our feed for the folks who are not watching.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Is this the
Sparky says that bear's getting stuck in the honey pot.
Yes. Okay, I got it. Here's the next one. I have the next one. Now, this next one here,
okay,
I have to say, this one here is what I would say is portable.
I'm so excited about this one. Wait till y'all see it. Now, it's a big boy, and it is a crossbody. Look how freaking classy.
It's a saddle.
Did she just say, look how classy that is?
Yeah, she said, look how classy. Now, if you're listening, it's a saddle. I'll put the links to this in the show notes. It's called the Lust Dance. And basically what it is, it's like a bicycle seat with a hole in it
On
that
wheels.
and it's on wheels, and you can move it around and you plug it in.
About this one, wait till y'all see it. Now it's a big boy, and it is a crossbody. Look how freaking classy that looks. Oh no, I love the simple, classy looking bags. So it is this right here. You've got the gold metal hardware. The ties, you just like tie them to cinch it up. And every one of these has a little logo on it. Super soft leather, very.
No? That's the biggest dick I've ever seen. Absolutely. It could be.
John knows.
It could, you know what? It could rearrange your kidneys. What do I know? I'm just saying. See, I'm just saying, you ladies have better toys. Like the toys are advancing for women's pleasure more than men's.
You guys are happy with socks. Like, you guys use socks.
That's because that's all we got. I mean, if they had something like that with a snap and gyro.
Oh, they do. You have those fleshlight things.
Yeah, but that's
and holes.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it kind of does, sort of. But I don't know. I think it needs to be mounted on something that's got a little bit of weight to it, like a weighted blanket or something. So it's not just jumping around. You don't have to hold it on there like you're not trying to hold it down like it's a child and trying to drown it.
That's true, right? You have to hold it in your hands.
You got to put it on and you got to hold it down while that thing's going. It's just not I don't know. I just feel that it should be a little bit weighted or something. I think the technology is a little behind is all I'm saying.
Uh-oh. Aaron says they do. Google autos suck.
Okay.
I'm not Googling that. I'll let John research that.
I'll bring that in for the next show.
And Sparky wants to know if you speak from experience.
No, I don't have one, but I'm just saying.
He's heard.
All this shit comes out when I'm too old to use it, to be quite honest with you.
You're only as old as you feel?
Like if I was in my 30s or something, and it's been a dry spell or something, I'd give that thing a whirl.
All right, for everybody, John for Christmas, chip in and get him one.
Amazon wish list. Is that expensive? You make me want to Google it.
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Josh says the tech is behind. Sounds more like OnlyFans show research.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, remember when we did the thing with the sexy lady here on the grok, and I got all embarrassed. Yeah, I'm not doing that. There's there's a lot of things.
Talk about it. Yeah.
There's a lot of things. A lot of things I'll talk about on this show. That's not one of them.
Okay.
All right. The Old Man Podcast with Tom. I bet you Tom don't talk about shit like this.
Poor Tom. I keep trying to tune in on Mondays, and man, let me tell you, my Mondays, like the past month, have just been so stupid.
Do me a favor. Can you shoot me a text next time and let me know? So remind me so I can go over and yell at them.
Absolutely.
I would appreciate it.
Okay. Shitty Song of the Week with Red and Jody, currently on hiatus.
Yeah,
but they will be back soon.
Okay. Now, the guys that would love this content are the TNA podcast with Jason Roach and Sam Hall. This is right up their alley.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you. Matter of fact, I might have to clip this.
Send it to them.
And drop it into their Facebook group and see what they have to say about this.
They would probably like it. If Facebook would allow it, the link. I don't. At this point, I don't know. That
really?
They did their latest podcast, but they'd also put it up as a YouTube. And one of the things they do is they do food challenges.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do spicy, but they tried weird things. They've tried there was like bugs, worms, and a couple other things that were just. I think there was one that was it was some kind of squid. And the best part was just like, because I watched it and then I listened to it separately. And when Jason pulled it out of the packaging, he touched it and he just went, oh, like his reaction was just like, oh, like it's all wiggly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Their reactions to it were fantastic. It was as horrible as they imagined.
I thought you were going to tell me they got booted off of Facebook or.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
But maybe in their private group that would go well.
This is on our Facebook page, and we haven't been booted out yet. So
yeah, there you
why
go.
wouldn't it go on their Facebook group?
There you go. Shooting the Shiznit with BT.
All righty. That's it. Nothing, no snarky comments, no backstories.
Well, I was on, they had his 5-minute show. So, but it's the beginning of the month. It's like the first Tuesday. So
first Tuesday of the month.
I did share the episode on, I believe I shared the episode on our stream, on our X stream.
Okay, good.
So scroll back and find it and follow him. If you love wrestling, that's the one for you.
Okay. I shake my head with Lisa and Sam, two ladies. Okay. So can I just do a little podcast technical thing?
Of course.
So they record their podcast on a service called Riverside. The problem is, for some reason, all of a sudden, Riverside has not been very reliable. And you know who has to put up with fixing this steaming pile of dog shit audio that they have? Because it shifts, like the time shifts and they're talking over each other. It's horrible, just fucking horrible. I would never recommend Riverside ever again. Or it's one of them and their internet service. I don't know which. At this point, I don't even care. So they're worried about doing their next episode. And I'm their editor. So I said, okay, why don't you just come over? Because I have StreamYard. Just come over and use my StreamYard. So today I went in and I set up a brand for them.
I saw that.
I know. So they'll be in here recording tomorrow night.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah, but they don't live stream. They just record.
I know.
They don't live stream. But anyhow, so that's that. Okay, let's go.
Well, good luck, ladies. The Variety Show with Mariah.
Mm-hmm. And then the Brand X podcast with Deuce, Joe, and John Jamingo. We did a 3-hour podcast.
Drink fest.
We did a Joe Rogan length podcast. It was a lot of fun. There was drinking involved, and
yes.
Listen, I always say it's like a big giant sub. You don't eat it all at once. You cut a piece off, cut a piece off.
Not a firehouse sub.
Not a firehouse
Not
sub.
a dirty firehouse sub.
Not a dirty firehouse
Real
sub. Right.
Who's Right podcast with Doug and Anthony.
There you go. And the All Natural podcast with Uncle Kyle and Sweet Dark. Okay, they are back. Thank God, because I thought they were going to take the summer off and I was going to be pissed. Because I just found them. I was just into it. Just getting into it. So,
and what are they? Are they politics? Just topical, or just...
they're like the Uncle Kyle is a union electrician out of Las Vegas. And I don't know what Sweet Derek is their producer. And I'll tell you again, Uncle Kyle kind of reminds me like when I was 30 something, young, dumb, and full of cum, and he's just a funny guy. I enjoy the show.
What are some of the subjects they talk about? Is it just, they just talk about the good old days, or like
what's going on in their lives, things that are happening, just, topical stuff. Funny though. I enjoy it.
I'll have to tune in. I've been looking for a couple others to add.
Yeah, and let me tell you something.
Rotation.
I'm a tough guy to please, especially in podcasting. I need things tight.
Daddy likes it tight.
Daddy likes it tight.
Am I canceled with Edward? I noticed Friday's show was back to his regular format.
God,
I love his commentaries on Am I the Assholes? Because they just make me laugh.
Why? That's your strong suit, man. Go with that. Don't go off into tangents and do shit that nobody else likes.
Well, I still think I love the music intro. It's always fun because I never know what song it is, and then when I hear it, I end up singing along with it if I know it. It's just fun. He makes me laugh. He's very talented. He's kind of manic in his delivery sometimes, but it's I just enjoy him, and I agree with a lot of his opinions most of the time.
I am the asshole. Am I the asshole? Yes.
I find myself siding with him quite frequently.
But he's reviewing this stupid show that was a bomb and nobody likes it, and the characters are unlikable, and no one cares.
Well,
and that sucks. Don't do that. Yeah, I understand. You tried it. It sucks. Don't do it anymore. Stop it. Stop doing it.
Go back to these. These are fun.
Yes.
And my favorites are, he has some drops that I just love. And the verbatim one gets me every fucking time. Verbatim. And I just die because it's so funny just to hear it go verbatim.
He's really
just
good.
In the middle of whatever. And I'm like, sometimes I'm waiting for it. Like, I know he's going to play it. And I'm like, where is he playing it? But
The Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast with Molly Stewart. Now, she's an OnlyFans girl, but she's so much more. She did a solo episode, and she's got she's a fun listen for me.
Right.
I enjoy it. It's funny. I won't go to her OnlyFans because I respect her too much as a podcaster to see her nips. What? Yep, pretty much. I don't want to see her kitty and her nips. I just want to listen to her as a podcaster. You know what? She probably does have some sex toys, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to look at her that way.
Seems to be speaking authoritatively on the subject. So
you
know?
Do you know that Bloodlugger for sure?
Is that a fact?
Well, tell me. I don't want to know.
Don't ruin John's image of her.
No. She's a very. I love her podcast.
Says yes.
Damn.
John's like,
Right.
I'm not an OnlyFans. I'm not going to follow her.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yes.
You know what I would do? I would join her Patreon.
There you go.
I'd give her money for Patreon, but I don't want to go to OnlyFans.
Nice. Okay.
You know why? Because she's 35, and I feel creepy.
Like
For some
it's your
reason,
daughter.
I have a connection with her as a podcaster, and I would feel creepy looking at her lady bits. Is that wrong?
Chi-chis.
Is that
I
wrong?
guess. Well, that's all right.
What do I
Maybe
know?
she just reminds you, like, it's.
Maybe.
I don't know. Some
Nobody
of the other
would
ones, you
bother
don't have any problems with some other OnlyFans, but I guess because she podcasts, you've like given her a little.
Yeah, because
bit of a different
I met her
thing.
as a podcaster before I knew she was
Right.
an OnlyFans girl.
Aaron says, join my Patreon. I am not on OnlyFans. True.
Yeah, we used to back in the day. We used to do that. Everybody would join everybody's. Like, in other words, everybody would give each other $5, and then when I was finally, it's like, you know what? So I give everybody $5, and then everybody gives me $5, and Patreon takes a cut of it. So the only people that are making money out of this is Patreon. And I just said, why don't we stop doing that? We support each other by, talking about each other's shows and bringing up, that's how we support each other as podcasters. The $5 thing, like, in other words, yes, I could probably put out a Patreon, and all the podcasters come in here, give me $5. Then I give them $5, and then Patreon takes.
You
a
get
cut of it.
$5, and you get
$5. Well, you get $4.50, and you get $4.50, and Patreon gets 50, 50, 50, 50. So that's why I stopped doing all that stuff.
Well. Those
all right.
bastards. All right. Well, last one is World Ablaze with George Fontes. He dropped one today. I'm in the middle of listening to it.
I have to check that one out. I'm not sure. I will have to come back and give my review.
I think you would like him.
Okay.
He's very, it's politics. It's 100% politics. At least the episodes that I've listened to. He's definitely more right leaning, but I don't know if he's absolutely like conservative. He and Aaron have similar views. He's not, he takes breaths between sentences. So yeah. So here, Aaron says right here, he's less cussy than me. He's a little cussy, but I think you'd like him.
Is he less cussy than me?
Everybody's less cussy than you. Yeah.
Except Aaron. Aaron's way more cussy than I am.
Well, he has more creative cussies. That's I tell you that.
What does that mean? Okay, never mind.
Well, smooth brain fuck is not a word that you really come out with.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
not
I mean.
mine. That's
okay.
That's Aaron's, not me. Okay, I got
what
it.
I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Oh, all right. So, but before we go off, I do want
Thank
to
you,
say,
Sparky. Thank you.
we're getting there. So it will be Thursday. This week I'm back to my regular schedule. Things are chaotic. I apologize. It's usually Thursdays. Occasionally it would be Wednesdays.
It's
when
all
it can't
about
be
the
Thursday.
Duchess.
Well, you could podcast without me.
Never. No. I love being abused by you. All right. Listen. Right now, we've had the most people watching this show that we've ever had watched. Thank you
I hope
so
we're not
much.
being stream sniped or something.
Doesn't care. I don't care. If you want to laugh at us, that's fine too. Whatever.
We have a good time.
Look,
Follow
we're
us.
just some old boomers. You're not a boomer.
I'm a Gen
You're
Xer. honey.
I'm an old boomer that's got nothing to do but go out and scream on the interwebs.
Rah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
We
Come
have
on back.
fun. We have fun.
You know, if it works, if this keeps happening, I'll double up that nicotine patch. Come back next week. Really a shot
I
out
know,
of 10.
John's really on fire tonight. On fire.
All right, so listen, go to our voicemail. We actually, you start. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just reminding you, you're all set to wrap it up. So if you would go check out Horrible Designs and type in Boomer Bunker in the search box, you could buy one of these fabulous Boomer Bunker mugs or a skinny mug, which John has behind him for the folks watching. I think
That's a tumbler.
that's a tumbler, skinny
It's
tumbler.
right next to the. All right.
There it is. Oh, because it was hidden behind your bobblehead. That's why.
Right. It's behind my bobblehead. So here's the tumbler.
Right.
And then look how cute.
I gotta find
bobblehead
that
John-
bobblehead. I want a bobblehead.
Bobblehead John. Look how cute he is, huh? How about that? His
And
little Eagle shirt.
I know, so cute. That's the winter bobblehead. You need a spring one for baseball. And if you'd like a really amazing sticker from the Boomer Bunker, just drop me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, in Discord, or on X, and send me your address and your name. I will get one out to you.
Duchess,
All right.
can you send me one of those stickers?
Oh.
Fuck. I just remembered the Postal Service doesn't deliver way up here.
Oh, stop.
Poor Devin's still dead after all this time. All right. Am I allowed to end the
Yes,
show now?
well, bring
You
it
okay?
home, Daddy.
Anything else? Thank you. Please leave us a voicemail or text about anything you'd like to respond to. And the phone number is very easy. It's 856-477-1935. Or go to boomerbunker.com. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little tab there that says, hey, talk to us. You just click that, leave a voicemail there. That would be great. All of our socials, how to get in touch with us and everything is over at boomerbunker.com.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you like us, share. If you want to laugh at us, share. We don't care.
Come play.
all the
We
li-
have a good time. That's all it is.
The links that I have will be in the show notes for this episode and also all our links. And we also have a Discord. It's free to get in.
That's right.
It's open
That
to the
link's
public.
in our on the website too.
It's on the website. It's also in the show notes. Go over, check it out. All right, Duchess, I get the actual 2 days to prepare for the next show. Thank you very much.
2 whole days.
Yeah, and you know what? We have a lot of stuff we didn't get to. One of the things we're going to talk about is the top 25 movies we have and haven't seen from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that was a topic that Bruce brought up on the Weathered View this morning.
Yes. I think that'll be a fun discussion. I really do. Plus, it's not, sometimes we got to dial away from the politics. We get a little ranty. So it's a breather.
It's my bread and ranty's my bread and butter.
I know it is.
All right, everybody.
We appreciate it.
We'll talk to you Thursday.
Definitely. Bye. Come here, let me lick you.